Okay, firstly, apologies for the overrunning of a sex video. That's talk on sex, not an actual sex video. Um, I thought it was important to highlight some of the important facts in that one, because it's a sensitive subject. Anyway, running on from that one, um, here's the next topic: sport. Okay. Uh, Usually, and as I'll do now, I'll start with my own experiences with this topic. Was never a very sporty person whatsoever, at all, in any shape, way, or form. When I was younger, uh, if I was going to play sport, it'd have been football, and that was only because I was fat enough to actually fit the goal. I mean, I wasn't such a bad goalie, but as I got older, the nets got bigger, and I didn't get as fatter to fit the goal. Just got slower, which wasn't good. But I think the importance of sport in terms of improving health and allowing people to make friends they wouldn't otherwise make without it is more important than the actual sport itself. Simply having the access to be able to compete and to make friends and to engage in something outside of the normal everyday life is so important to today. You've got like young adults and young children harassing people, being at times seeming to be menaces to society because they've got nothing to do. They're not engaging with parents. They're only basically learning from some kind of certain medias which aren't providing the best benefit to them. I mean, you could always argue that people know what's right and wrong, but that's going off topic. But sport can give so many more benefits than just health. I said you can make a lot of friends through sport. I mean, when I hit university, I actually joined the fencing team. And I'm not posh, because anyone makes a posh joke about fencing whatsoever. I joined it because it was a friendly club. It was fun, and I really enjoyed it. And I started training about 10 to 12 hours a week in that sport. Lost a crap load of weight, got really fit, did a lot of exercise outside, started running 10 miles every day, which took a long time to build up to, and almost killed me. But it was really worth it, and now I captain their men's team this year, and we're winning every match so far. Come on, UFC! But that's about it in terms of my own experience with sport. But through that, I made a lot of friends, and that I wouldn't have done had I not been part of the sport. And sport allows you to compete with other people, and it's. I want to say it's not the winning and losing which is important, it's the taking part, but it's so much better when you win, and you take part in the hopes that you win, and you train so that you win. If you lose, lose with grace. Leave it, end the match, shake the person's hand, no matter how much of a giant cock end they've been, you are the better person if you leave it at a good ending. But not everyone's sporty, and I can completely understand that. I wasn't very good at football, or the classic lad sports like rugby, basketball, tennis. Didn't enjoy it, but there was no one really to push me to try sport. As I said, I was more for academics, and no one ever really pushed me towards sport in itself. But it kept to come very much from what I wanted to do, and I think it's probably my own obsession with blades and actual tactile sports which got me into fencing. I think parents should take a greater responsibility to give their kids a sense of sport and a sense of involvement. I mean, sport can also teach you a lot of discipline. If you look at martial arts, providing you don't encourage your children to use martial arts to break random people's faces in when they're drunk, it teaches kids a lot of discipline, and that can be important, especially where there's not as much discipline in the home or in schools. So there's a benefit there, which you may not necessarily expect from sport. That being said, there's a dark side to sport, cheating, especially I hate cheaters so much, and that's in every sport. Those that push their body to the limits where they end up making themselves ill. I'm guilty of that one. That has been a bad time in my own sporting career. Won't happen again. I keep training hard, but I'm not going to make myself ill again. And then you've got sports which attract a bad reputation. For football is considered England's national sport, it can at times lead to a lot of drunken fights. I don't think alcohol and sport should ever be mixed whatsoever. It never bodes well. It leads to testosterone being vented out in horrible ways. Leads to women smacking other people. It can be bad. Look at some football games, some football hooliganism, and a lot of it's alcohol based and ego based, and it shouldn't be. If you're going off to support a team and they lose, accept it. They've lost. Get over it. Next fight, next game, next match, whatever the hell. Just seriously, don't go shouting, "Oh, our team should have won." I'm sick of hearing it. I think a lot of the population's sick of hearing it as well. If you're going to support a team, go and support them, cheer for them, but don't fucking go around like having a go at here than everyone just because they're having to support your team. It's not worth it, and it just gives bad reputation to sport. I'm sure football players will not appreciate their fans beating up other fans or attacking them simply because they lost the game. I'm sure it doesn't make them feel any better. If it does, they're a bit monstrous, a bit stupid, but that happens. But speaking of footballers, and I have nothing against football, it's not my sport, but it's a sport. There's always the argument that football players, especially in the UK and Europe, are vastly overpaid. And to some extent, yeah, I agree, they may get too much money, but they're only getting that money because of the demand for it. Like, people go to football matches, people don't really watch the fencing at the Olympics as much as they watch football every week. There's going to be more money in football, and so you're going to get players with more money. But when players start going around spending it on cocaine, drugs, prostitutes, not setting a good example for people who are watching them, especially young men who are trying to follow them and trying to become better at that sport themselves. I think footballers and a lot of sportsmen should take responsibility, because when you become a professional and famous for your sport and what you represent, you are going to be influencing a lot of young people who are looking up to you as a role model. I think footballers should be a bit more moral, should be starting fights. I know you can always say, "Oh, they're only people too, like, it wouldn't make the news if normal people started a fight." Well, no, but they're not normal people, are they? They are celebrities now. They are important, respected, and influential people, and they need to take responsibility for that. If they can't handle the responsibility, they shouldn't be playing. And of course, people are going to argue that, oh, it shouldn't matter if they're responsible or not. It depends how good they are for the teams. That's fine. Have no TV cameras there. Then they can do whatever the hell they want. But that's never going to happen, is it? So if there's any professional sportsmen watching this, I highly doubt it. You're probably off in pubs and clubs right now getting whacked out your heads. Nah, I doubt it. You're probably at training. Please set a good example for people. There's going to be a lot of young men, young women looking towards you for inspiration. I don't think they want to see their heroes engaging in activities which are just contrary to the sport completely. Like, please don't let them down, if anything. I don't even like football, and I'm defending football supporters. But then again, that's that. Parents, if there's any out there, or any carers, sport can be good for children. I know some people don't like the idea of the children competing or competing against the children, but there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, it may make them more passionate about something, or may make them a bit angry if they lose, or conceited if they win, but it can still give a lot, and they can have a chance to make friends and benefit themselves more than just for health, like mentally as well. Giving someone a sport, or giving someone a hobby or an activity, something to do, even if it's not for competing, it's just for fun, can have a massive impact on their lives. And that is what you want. You want the best, right? So maybe look into it. Look into sport, maybe. Don't have to pick the popular ones like, oh, in America, like baseball or basketball or American football. Even if it's things like badminton or fencing even, or even running or athletics, like martial arts are fantastic for teaching children discipline and control, and helping them vent out maybe some anger which is already in their current life. But for me, what I think, sport is important. It's a way of teaching outside the classroom. It's a way of giving people maybe a chance to express themselves, give them another sense of identity, which I can completely understand. I identify myself as a fencer, as a member of the university team, and that's important to me, and it's part of who I am. Similar to a lot of how sports give their identity to other people, and that's how they associate themselves, and I think that's important as well. But yeah, if you are a sportsman or woman and would like to post here, please do. I'd love to hear about other sporting stories or activities, and your own videos on sport, maybe sports celebrities as well. Please feel free to post. As I said, these videos are basically me chatting on until I click the stop button. They're not edited. I guarantee I only do one video on each topic. I may do a response video at times for them if people raise enough issues. I may do a response to it, but these are completely unedited. There's just one video from record to finish. But if you have any posts, please post them in the comment box below. I know it's actually below where I'm pointing, can't imagine it where it's going to be on the screen, but please do. I'd love to hear back from you. But if I do get people flaming over, oh, my sport's better, don't waste my time. I've got better things to do. Post, be constructive. And again, I'm sorry for the sound quality. But yeah, overall, sport can be good, sport can be bad. Some footballers get paid far too much money and then start doing illicit things like having orgies in the middle of... Let's not go on a football rant. I won't go on a football rant. I've got more better things to do in my time. Anyway, look forward to the next video. I will try and keep an eye on keeping my voice going slower. As I check out other vlogs as well, see what you can learn. I am already. Night everyone.